My boyfriend is lying about being in medical school, and I'm gonna catch him.
Caught red-handed, I guess.
I, 26 female, have been dating Sam, 31 male, for about 4 months now. We met online and he told me he was going to be a doctor. The first 2 months were fine, but the last 2 months I have started to feel like he hasn't been honest about several aspects of his life. The biggest being him in medical school. He used to live overseas and was in medical school there for a short time. I'm pretty sure this is true because I've seen pictures. That was about 5 years ago. By the way, this comes from Throwaway839427. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
I'm Carly.
And I'm Cowboy Keon.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we do. So let us know what you would do in the comments. The school that he says he goes to is fairly prestigious, and I have another friend, Jason, who graduated with a medical degree from the same school. Jason has told me how difficult the program was and how he never had time for anything besides studying. Jason also said that nobody in his program worked. Sam works 40 hours a week in an office, and I've never once seen him study. He always seems to have a completely open schedule to hang out all the time, which I thought was odd. I asked him why he's never studying, and he said he doesn't need to. I was always a good test taker and never studied a lot in college, but I still feel like medical school is a whole different ballgame. I've spent a lot of time at Sam's house and have never seen a single document suggesting he was in school. Textbooks, assignments, nothing. He also has let me use both of his computers, and I've never seen anything on his history or anything suggesting anything to do with school. I don't know about you guys, but when I was in school, I had papers all over my house and my computer always had school stuff on it. A few weeks ago, we were at dinner and I can't remember how this was brought up, but he mentioned that the human ear has 30-something bones in it. I know from high school biology that it has 3 bones, and I said he was wrong. He said something to the effect of, "I'm a medical student. Are you gonna tell me I'm wrong?" So I Googled it right in front of him and showed him that I was correct. And he seemed mad. I then asked him how many bones were in the human body, and he was wrong again. I feel like this is pretty basic stuff a medical student would know, right?
He's not that kind of doctor.
He's not that kind of doctor.
He's a dentist.
Getting an English degree.
You would still know it.
Even I know that. So this week I've been feeling suspicious, so I decided to prod. I asked him if I could come sit in one of his classes, and he said his school doesn't do that. Fine. I asked if we could meet up on campus for lunch, and he said I couldn't come because you need a student ID to get on campus due to the vid. Fine. I asked to see his student ID. He said he lost it. Then I asked him if he could send me a selfie of him in his hospital uniform. And he said he doesn't like the way he looks in a white coat. He sends me other selfies all the time. I feel like at this point he's lying, but some of my friends say I'm being paranoid. If he is lying, how should I prove it? I feel like you've already proved
I feel
it.
like you know. What do we need the proof for?
Edit, he's not actually my boyfriend. He's just someone I've been seeing frequently. I just wrote that for the ease of the title. Edit, felt it was worth noting that these past 6 weeks have been summer vacations, so he hasn't needed to be in class. He said he would get a new student ID when classes start. Okay, that I guess works. There are some relevant comments. I think he's either a terrible student and dumb.
But also now,
Yeah.
they said they've been kind of going on dates for
4 months.
For 4 months. Okay, so you're 2 months into that.
Yeah.
Is when you go on spring break or summer break. Yeah, he's not gonna have homework or stuff on it. He's on summer break.
Yeah, but so
I
she's
wouldn't
saying
expect
for the first,
to see him studying then.
Yeah, she's saying for the first 2 months that she knew him, basically, or like 2.5, that she never really saw him study.
That
would be
what part
final
of medical
season.
school is he in? I don't know. Maybe
I
he's
feel like
not in
any
the-
part of medical
Maybe
school.
he's not in the test one. Maybe he's just in the, I'm like basically a doctor. I just go to work.
Deleted says, honey, you need to walk away. The red flags are waving in the breeze. Loudly. If he will lie about this, there's no limit to what he will lie about. Does he even work where he says he does? OP says, I've been to his office job and met his coworkers. So yes, I know he works 40 hours in an office.
Well-
Night Rider Girl 80 says, let me tell you this from the perspective of someone who caught a liar. Once you catch them in a lie this big, the trust is just gone. You're always going to have it in the back of your mind that he's lying, even when he's telling the truth. Lying about being in medical school is a big lie. Deleted says, of course he's lying. Of course he is. Wow. That is all kinds of manipulation and crazy crap. You already know this, don't you? Trying to be kind, but why haven't you called him out, really? Why on earth would you buy into this deceit? I'm guessing you're afraid that you'll find out the truth and then be confronted with whether or not you need to end the relationship, and you don't want to end the relationship. I get it, but this is so ridiculous that I'm worried for you. He has to have a student ID. Does he have a parking sticker? I'm guessing not, and he's going to give you some stupid excuse as to why not. Your friends say you're being paranoid. LOL, are they really your friends? Nope, absolutely not. If this guy is in medical school, then I'm not an ER nurse. Granted, retired. A 10-year-old knows how many bones are in the human ear. Don't minimize your suspicions. You are right. You're smart. He's lying. I'm not even buying the overseas medical school story based on his knowledge of the human body. He sounds manipulative. Please be careful. And OP says, the first month we dated, I only saw him 2 or 3 times. And then the last month has been summer vacation, so no classes. I didn't really think about it. I only started really getting suspicious when we had the conversation about ear bones, which was 3 weeks ago. Now I've looked back and realized how suspicious it all sounds. Deleted says, it isn't even that suspicious. It's just lying. And he gets angry when you prove him wrong? Girl, you've only been dating this lunatic for a short time. Trust me, he's not in any prestigious medical school. He's not in any medical school. I doubt he's even in college, given the lack of any supportive evidence. If he's lying about this, I know he is. What else is he lying about?
Honestly, the biggest factor that I'm like, I know this man is lying, is the fact that he's claiming to be in medical school with a 40-hour-a-week job.
Yeah,
still
that's
in an office.
There's no way.
There's no way.
You
wouldn't be able to do that part.
Yeah.
Anything else, I feel like, yeah, sure, there's a workaround.
Yeah.
Unless it's just like his summer 40-hour-a-week job.
That's crazy. You have to have a completed bachelor's degree, usually in the sciences, at an accredited university, and then pass the MCAT to be considered for med school. And that's not even a guarantee. I have a couple of MD friends, and I sent one a screenshot. She laughed so hard, and said if he's telling the truth, she doesn't want him working on her patients. He's lying. I'm sorry you're going through this, but it's better to find out the truth. There are a couple of ways. Ask him what he got on his MCAT, medical college admissions tests. It is required for enrollment into any accredited medical school. It includes a lot of science questions, which is why most doctors have a bachelor's in the science area. Ask him what classes he's taking. It should be a lot of anatomy, biology, chemistry, and histology. Most first-year med students study on average 4 to 8 hours a day. My friend is a biology and chemistry genius, and she studied 3 to 4 hours daily her first year. It got worse the second year. Medicine is one of the hardest degrees in the world. If it was that easy, we'd all be MDs. I'm so sorry you're going through this, but it's better to know the truth. Listen to your gut. Not for nothing, but my MD friend also mentioned that someone who goes to these extremes doesn't just have low self-esteem. Usually when they're caught, they play the I have low self-esteem, or I just wanted you to like me, or I was in medical school and I was planning on returning. It's a little scarier than that. So be careful. Sometimes these people really suffer from significant mental illnesses. You've only dated him for 4 months and they're quite good at hiding it. Please be careful. Good luck. And update 5 days later. What do you think?
I just feel like at this point, what do you even want with this man? Like,
Yeah.
is your goal to
trust
date
him.
him? Because, like, if it's one, reassess that. If it's not even to date him, just, I don't know,
just
move
stop.
on.
It
Guys,
doesn't
he's gonna
really
be a
matter.
doctor, though. He's gonna be a doctor.
I mean, like, you're
a
not
really
married
crappy
to him.
one.
Yeah. I really like Cow Bought His Gods comment.
Yeah.
He's in pre-med. He binge watches House
And Grey's
Grey's
Anatomy.
Anatomy.
and Grey's Anatomy every day.
I
He spends 4 to 5 hours binge watching House.
What's the other one? The Pit. Is it the Pit?
I knew you were gonna say that. I heard the Pit, so I really
I
want to
heard
watch
it's
it.
really
I heard
good.
it's really good.
Yeah. Even doctors
mom
get like
watched that
PT.
one.
Like you
Yeah.
know how like veterans got PTSD from Saving Private Ryan.
I
a
thought you
lot
were
of
gonna say, you know how chefs got PTSD from
The Bear. That too.
Yeah.
But a lot of medical people said like the Pit is crazy. They're
I
like,
need to
yeah, that's a
watch.
great depiction.
Yeah, so
Not
he
Grey's
watches that.
Anatomy.
We have an update, but I agree. I think
Yeah.
there's. I don't know why we're causing a whole ruckus about it. It just
I
seems like
say,
you don't
like,
like him that much.
Yeah, reassess to see if you even like this man.
Yeah.
I feel like it's somehow maybe in the deepest depths possible that he's
Yeah.
not lying, but why, if we're already like this set that he is, let's just
Yeah.
leave.
5 days later. So the response was overwhelming, and I'm glad I got confirmation on my suspicions. because I felt like I was going crazy. I broke up with him over FaceTime and didn't tell him the real reason. Just gave a vague explanation about not being ready to date anybody. By the way, you should be ready to listen to full episodes with stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. There are other things in addition to my posts that I'm pretty sure he was also lying about. I didn't bring up any of his lies because honestly I feel slightly scared of a person who would lie about things like that. He didn't take it very well and sent me a barrage of texts trying to guilt trip me. It also was borderline pestering me into meeting up with him. Apparently he bought me a present and was trying to force me to take it. Overall, just really gaslighty and manipulative. I eventually just stopped responding and I haven't heard anything in a few days. Hopefully never have to see or speak to him again.
Great job, OP, but I'm really sad that you didn't ask him flat out.
I know. Why didn't we just ask?
Why
just
didn't
for
we just
us.
ask?
Just for us.
So sad. My boyfriend had a secret family and he couldn't afford to keep up his acts.
You can't be broke and a liar.
All of this went down within the past few hours, but I want to give context on how everything happened. I, 29 female, have been with my boyfriend, 29 male, now ex, who we will call POS, since July 2019. We met on Tinder, had a date at a bar, relevant later, and things were awesome from there. I thought our relationship was amazing. We had great communication, never fought, and this was the best relationship I have ever had. My 11-year-old loved him, and he was the dad she never had. By the way, this comes from Forsaken Sherbert, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Carly.
I'm Sophia.
And I'm Cowboy Keon.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we would do, so let us know what you would do in the comments. He is in the National Guard and was scheduled for a 9-month non-combat deployment in September of 2020. Everything was normal and seemed fine leading up to and during his deployment. He returned home early July and things were just off. He seemed to be more shut off, and I had a hard time getting him to open up or even go on dates. It raised a yellow flag, but he would just tell me he saw some things over there that affected him badly and that he was having a hard time readjusting to civilian life. I understood because all my research before and during deployment told me this could be expected. I was patient and understanding, trying not to pressure him, and just wanted him to take care of himself. Well, it all came to a head tonight. He works for my dad, and yesterday he went home sick, which my dad agreed to because he looked bad. He sent me a text when leaving work saying that he was just not having a good day or feeling good, that he loved me and would message me later. Cool. I tried to call him a few times last night and he didn't answer. So I figured he was sleeping. By this morning, he still wasn't returning my calls or texts. I told him that if he didn't respond, I was going to drive to his mom's house to check on him. I was worried because his mental health hadn't been great, and it was unlike him to drop off like that. After that text, he sends me one saying that he is dealing with some stuff and needs some time, and he would explain later. Well, he never responded. Tonight, I was going to send a picture on Snapchat and noticed he changed his Snap name and unfriended me. I was instantly pissed. I tried to call him twice. Both rang twice and went to voicemail. I then borrowed my sister's phone to call, and surprise, surprise, he answered. Here is where things get crazy. When he answered, I told him I wanted to know what the heck was going on. He says in a cold and robotic tone, I told you we were over forever ago.
Sorry?
What? I said, what? And he repeated the same thing in the same tone. I said, what the heck are you talking about? And he said, what part don't you understand? And
The
then
all of it part.
repeated it again.
I'd be like, I don't understand when you told me that.
I was thoroughly confused, and then I heard a female voice asked to be handed the phone. She asked who I was, and I said I was his girlfriend. She asked when we started dating. I said July 2019. She then told me that she had been in a relationship with him since June of 2020. At this point, I questioned my sanity and didn't know what to say. She said they met through his best friend, who she named, and I had never heard of.
That's crazy to not know this guy's best friend.
Probably not his actual best friend.
Yeah, he's got two best friends for
Who's
each girl.
the real one? She told me they actually got engaged 2 weeks ago, but that some issues popped up that they were working through. Come to find out, there was another girl he slept
one?
with.
Oh, there's a third one?
And she
This is why he's so
found out about
stressed
it.
out.
Yeah, he's balancing probably 5 girls.
Jeez. And they have kids.
Well,
No,
OP has a kid.
Yeah,
that-
but I think the other girl, they have, I think, like, there are multiple kids with these women. Like, not his kids, I mean, but, like,
just
she has a
between the women.
kid.
She
And
has
I
a
think
kid.
that the other woman maybe has a kid.
We have not
don't know
been
that
given
yet.
that information.
Still, he's balancing kids in here, too.
And she found out about it. She confronted him yesterday, which is why he was sick and left work. He went to her place 2 hours away from us, and she told him that if he blocked the girls he messed around with, then they could work things out. She was told that I was the ex-girlfriend who wouldn't leave him alone, and he thought blocking me would work while he was with her. I told her that I could guarantee that if this hadn't happened, as soon as he left, he would probably unblock me and tell me he was sleeping or make up some other excuse. She told him that he owed me an explanation, which he didn't have, and made sure he heard me out. Come to find out, she has a 3-year-old
Yep.
who Paul is also a father figure to. Apparently, all the times he said he was with his family or kids, he was with her. He would tell her the same things when he was with me. I asked him how long he planned on keeping up this charade. Would he be married while I became the mistress? He didn't have an answer.
He wasn't thinking long term.
I asked why he wanted to cheat on me, and he said that our first date was at a bar, which was irrelevant because we had a great night, and that they had more in common.
I'm
He's
sorry.
like, babe, I wanted to cheat on you because our first date was at a bar. It's
Like,
so
come on, babe.
boring.
I know I suggested it, but like, you should have picked something better.
It's like so lame.
And that they had more in common. I asked why he didn't just break up with me, and he said he doesn't like confrontation. The whole time, the fiance was grilling him too, and couldn't believe there were things that were news to her. She told me her name and told me to look at her Facebook, which had pictures of them. She couldn't believe that he told me yesterday that he loved me, and I offered screenshots showing our interest in relationship was mutual. We exchanged phone numbers, and I asked Paul if he had anything he would like to say. Nope. Nothing. I thanked the other woman for giving me the opportunity to say my piece because otherwise he would have hung up. I ended the call by saying that I hope he gets all the embarrassing STDs, that he gets cheated on in every relationship he's in, and that he never gets his happy ending. I felt like my everybody claps moment, but with only them and my sister's witnesses. I still felt like a bad witch. By the way, you never have to feel bad about not having enough stories because you can always go listen to full episodes with stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, search up OK Storytime.
I think you did great, OP. You set him straight.
Yeah.
You're moving on.
Moving on out of there.
You and your son are going to get back on your feet and be all just okay. Just all right.
You honestly handled that great.
Just fine.
I ended up texting her the screenshots to prove when our relationship started and the context of our conversations. I told her she deserves better than someone who can lie and gaslight for years. She thanked me for not being a witch to her, and I told her I had no reason to be. If it hadn't been for her, I would still be in the dark about everything, and I'm really grateful. I still don't really understand how this all happened, or how the person I thought was my soulmate turned out to be a sociopath. I'm pissed and hurt, but I wanted to share my story about how the other woman saved the day. I'm going to spend time working on myself and figure out why I keep attracting the unfaithful. We have some comments. Commenter 1. Dang, what a mind F. That would have me second guessing everything about my life. I'm glad you and the other woman were supportive of each other. That last part was positive at least. OP says, I will definitely never trust another man the same way again without overanalyzing everything. What's funny is my ex before him was a textbook self-absorbed person, and I had some pretty bad PTSD, which Paul helped me get over by telling me that I was worth more. Part of me wishes he would have just broken up with me earlier, and I would have never been the wiser to the other girl. But on the other hand, I'm so happy that he got caught so he can realize that he is not a good person. My self-absorbed ex was a cheater too, but his side piece was fully aware of me and jealous of our relationship. She even took it as far as finding me on Snapchat and telling me to stay away from him.
That's crazy.
She was pissed when I told her that she could have him because I moved on.
She's like, don't even think about staying with them. And Opie was like, okay. And she's like, wait.
It's not fun if you don't want him to.
I only like him because he's yours.
Eventually, he came crawling back, begging for forgiveness because he realized in hindsight I was a damn good girl. But it was too late because I was happily in a relationship with Paul. This new girl is amazing, and I would really hope that anyone else that finds themselves as the side chick that was unaware of an affair is able to realize that both are victims of someone who obviously didn't care enough to only be with them. Commenter 2. For future boyfriends, while there is a shaky ground on being too intrusive, there are a few relatively uninvasive methods that can give you a good bit of reassurance. Top of the list is meet his friend group. It's hard to keep up the facade with 2 people, but arranging for 2 completely different friend groups is damn near impossible. If everything is on the up and up with them, you are at least safe from this sort of thing. Not from more classical cheating issues, but hey, every little helps. Hope you have a better luck in the future. OP says, our whole relationship, I met 3 friends from 2 different friend groups. He told me that he lost all his other friends in his divorce several years ago.
And he never gained any back.
I was really surprised when the fiance said she met him through a best friend that he never once mentioned to me, along with several others that I've never heard of. I've got a hard rule now to where if there is hesitancy after the relations become more serious, I'm out. Someone replies, that's just way too much effort to have a side chick.
Truly, I don't understand how
of
these
that.
people have the time or energy for that.
It's gotta be exhausting.
Yeah. My boyfriend accused me of faking my illness because I won't do his laundry.
I don't like your boyfriend.
Trigger warning, emotional abuse. My boyfriend, male 35, and I, female 29, have been together for almost 3 years. For the last year, things have been a bit tough in general because he's building his own business in the building industry for the past year and a half, all on his own and without help. Because of that, he doesn't have an income, but he had a big amount in his savings that he has been using all this time to finish the business and also for daily needs. By the way, this comes from AggressiveN9147, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
I'm Carly.
I'm Keon.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we'd do, so let us know what you would do in the comments. I work a personally draining job while also doing my master's degree. So for the last year and a half, I've tried to help as much as I can. Most of the time, I bought groceries or paid for dates because I have a salary, and I didn't want to make him feel more stressed. We rarely go out anymore, and when we do, I usually pay or nag him to go. He gets offended when I ask for things because he believes that I know how tough he has it and should understand that some things are not sustainable right now. I don't live with him, but I go to his place most of the time, and some days I stay with my parents where I live before meeting him. He doesn't take much care of his place, so I do the basic things when I'm there, like cleaning the kitchen, bathroom, cooking, and washing dishes.
Yeah.
Stop. You're not his house
Yeah.
cleaner or his mom, but I won't do his laundry because I believe he should do that himself.
What
He
about
should do
the
all
other
of that.
stuff?
You are not living with him. You are not his roommate.
You're not.
You should
his
not be doing that.
mom.
You're not his maid.
Yeah. Lately, he keeps telling me that I'm lazy, spoiled, and that I don't contribute or care about him and his struggles. He said I only want to have a good time and spend less than half my already small salary on the house while using the rest for myself and my own pleasure. Yesterday, he told me that his mistake was spoiling me too much, and that's why I am the way I am now. He also said he doesn't want me to ask him too many questions about his work because he thinks I have hidden motive and that he'll share whatever he thinks is fit. He asked me what I bring to the table and said that if I really cared about him, I'd notice that he doesn't have clean clothes and would do his laundry sometimes, so that when he comes back tired from work, he finds washed clothes waiting. He said I don't try to make this relationship work and that I only look after myself. He pointed out that I buy things for myself and do treatments for my face sometimes, but he doesn't and needs to start putting himself first like I do.
So buy your own face things, dude.
You suck. You are spoiled, as in like rotten milk. I've taken a lot of steps back because I understand that he can't handle things right now, but I always try to be there for him, and I love him and really want him to succeed. I also have fibromyalgia, a chronic condition that makes me feel very tired and in pain most of the time, but still I believe that I don't show it and I keep trying. Of course, I don't have the energy or stamina of a completely healthy person my age, But that doesn't stop me. He told me he doesn't believe in fibromyalgia, saying, I'm just lazy and don't want to do housework. He said he can't stand that I'm always tired and not energetic or happy. I asked if he ever thought that maybe I'm not always cheerful because he's always grumpy and moody out of nowhere, which makes me feel bad. Yesterday, he went grocery shopping because I didn't have money, and he bought some unusual cheeses. I asked him in a flirty way how he knew about those and had such good taste. And he got angry. He told me that he had a life before me, grew up with money, which is true, and knows many things that I don't. I was just silent. Then he asked if I was jealous of him, which I'm really not. The opposite, actually. I don't think you like this guy. You said you loved him. I don't think you do. Of course, I defended myself and talked back. And he told me I always find excuses for myself while he tries and I don't. I don't know how to handle this. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I just want to have a calm and happy relationship with him. I just wanted to vent and hear other opinions. And there is an update. Any thoughts?
Break up with
Break
this
up.
man.
It's just-
Oh my god.
Sorry. He sounds like a little boy. I mean,
This
he's-
is a little
boy.
little man child who doesn't know how to do his laundry
Yeah.
or
His mommy never taught him
anything.
how to do his laundry.
Like when he
Because he
talks
was a
like
rich boy
when he
and someone
talks
else
like that,
dressed him.
when he talks like that to me, I'd be like, do I need to change your diaper, little
Aw,
baby boy?
little baby needs
Someone's a little
help with
stinky.
his
Do
laundry.
you poopy your diapers?
Break
Stinky.
up.
But there's an update.
Ah.
Many of you asked what good qualities he
Yes.
has.
Yeah, list one OP.
Because
Other
from
than
this
rich.
post,
If
yeah.
you say rich, not a good quality. That's not even a quality.
Because from this post, he looks really bad. Well, he wasn't always like that. The one good thing can't be that he wasn't always like this.
He's
'Cause
like
now
it
there is no
now.
good thing. He didn't criticize me before or care about what I did in terms of chores or work.
The bare minimum.
I'm
'cause
sorry.
It's your life, and
I'm
he
sorry.
shouldn't care about that.
The good thing is that he used to not criticize you. Before he left the family business and started his own, he was a provider, sweet, and kind. I know that he's been struggling for the last year and a half and has developed some issues, but he is generally very faithful and family-oriented. He's considered serious and respectful, and he has helped me through tough times in many ways. He's also really funny and generous when he wants to be. I wouldn't be with him if he were always like this or said things every day like this. He says harsh things and then the next day acts like nothing happened, going back to his normal good self. Well, that's just a...
Hey, OP, I need you to dump this man.
I'm sorry, the fact that he acts like nothing happened,
Right.
And
so
you're
he
like,
doesn't
"Oh,
take
so it's
any
fine."
accountability for anything.
that's why I don't know how to act or what to do. I know he's not a bad person or intentionally trying to hurt me, but I don't know how to handle all of this. Break up.
Break up with your boyfriend.
Break up. But there is a second update, folks. I'm coming back because I really need to vent and I feel very sad. After the argument that happened 5 days ago, I went to my parents' house to relax a bit. But we still talk on the phone every day. The conversations are dry and he sounds down and bored. Today I asked him why he's acting like that and how this will work. He said he doesn't know where we stand right now and that he already explained what he doesn't like. He said that if I care about this relationship, I should think long and hard about what he told me and decide if I want to change. He repeatedly said that the old him is gone, that I now have to deal with the new him, though he didn't explain what that means. He said it's time for him to focus on himself and his future like I do, and that I want to depend on him and constantly expect him to take care of me, pamper me, and look after me. He also said that I want him to cook and clean after coming home late and exhausted. Yeah, for yourself. Cook and clean for yourself,
Yeah, is this
the way
guy
everyone else does.
Is this guy complaining that OP is taking care of him?
Yeah.
I got angry at those claims because they aren't true at all. I told him it's a shame he's saying things that aren't real. Was I in a different relationship? He gave an example of how, when I visit his place, he helps me with my heavy luggage, taking my suitcase while I carry the rest. The day after the argument, when he drove me home, I carried all my luggage myself and didn't wait for him to help. He told me that I wanted him to carry my stuff like a slave, and that now he saw I can do it myself. I was shocked. I told him, of course I can do it myself. What is he talking about? And why is he making such a big deal out of it? I never demanded help. He then said, don't you have fibromyalgia? Aren't you in pain all the time? So maybe you're not in pain if you can do that just fine. He also said that he's now focusing on his future because all this time he gave 100. Well, I gave 10. Dude, you gave 100 out of like a million and she gave 10 out of 10. That I look after myself, not the relationship. He even said I'm focusing on my own future by doing a master's degree. And I didn't understand what that had to do with anything. He mentioned that there are options and that I need to do a reality check and think about everything he's already told me if I want the relationship to work. He said he wants a woman who will support him, take care of the house, and be trustworthy enough to build a family with. He also said that if I loved him, I'd make dinner more often and have food ready when he comes home tired. He's like, if you even love me, you give me a massage. And also bake me a whole freaking pot roast.
Yeah, if you loved me, you do all of it at the same time.
He said, I care too much about having fun and money. Then asked if I'd have a baby with him right now. Whoa!
What is going on?
He said, you care too much about fun and money. Let's have a baby. Baby?
He said, so
baby.
you'll learn how to be a mom then, and then you can be a mom to your baby and to me, because I just want a mom.
I've been
you'll quit your
he's like, I've been
job.
training you.
I'm just trying to train you to be mom.
I said no because the timing is awful and the circumstances aren't right. He told me again that if I really loved him, I'd be more positive about it. But you guys should be positive about how many full episodes of stories just like this you can listen to on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio, and search up OK Storytime. But there is a little bit left to this story.
Break up with this man. If this does not end with you breaking up with this man, then at that point you're an a-hole to yourself too, OP.
Self a-hole. I hope that's not the case, though.
Because if you're writing this post, I feel like you're aware enough to know.
Like, you still haven't
that this
given
is
us
crazy.
any good things.
Your positive traits were all things that you then followed up with, but he doesn't really do that anymore. So he has nothing.
Zero. He believes I'm just waiting for his business to open and for him to make money again. I got angry and didn't understand where all this came from. And we ended the call. We haven't talked since. I'm shocked and don't know what to think. I'm so sad. Sure, from his point of view, I've made mistakes and could do more when I'm at his place. But why does he think and say these things? I don't want to break up, but he keeps saying I need to try harder, take responsibility for housework, and be a better girlfriend who shows love and support more clearly. I just wanted to vent because I don't have anyone to talk to and I can't seem to reach him. He didn't used to say things like this, or at least not so intensely.
That's the end.
That's
better
it.
not be the end.
It's the end. I'll look if
Keon,
there's...
Break
anything,
up!
any
I think
comment,
OP broke up.
Anything.
I'm choosing to
saying-
believe that they did.
I'm making up a story. OP
Yeah.
went home and said, you already have a baby. It's you.
You're your own baby.
Nana poo poo. I'm leaving you.
You're your own baby, and you can't get into Club BB.